What's up, everybody? It's Oz, and it's Sunday once again. Woo! No more working weekends. How awesome is that? So, starting the morning off with a little Charlie Brown theme song. And there's meaning behind that, and I'll get to that here shortly. I was going to talk about hardware failures today. Where we're at, obviously. Hardware is a integral part of what we're doing. So, after a couple of things, the last couple of days, I've broadened my topic. Again, I have my list. Broadened my topic overall to frustration. I'm going to include hardware in that frustration. Frustration is a big part of life, and as most of you know, I'm class 4. It's week 11. Just take a moment to really grasp that. Week 11. That means we got a week to go. 1 week to finish our assignments up. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not happy with where mine's at, but I'm not disappointed in it either. So, that means my frustration level is about even keel. We're getting towards the end of the term, and frustration is going to be one of those things that we all have got to deal with. How do I deal with frustration? I generally don't get frustrated. I mean, you can probably hear the kids in the background, and that's a daily part of my life. Is there frustration in my life? Sure there is. But, again, to me, it's the broader scope of, kind of what life is. It's just one of those things that, comes with being alive. Not everything's going to go the way I want it to, and not everything is going to unfold exactly how I've got it in my head, and that's all right. Why? Because I'm trying, and that's the biggest part of dealing with frustration. It's the effort that you put behind what you're trying to do, and if you see yourself putting forth that effort and actually trying to get it done, then the frustration really shouldn't matter. Is it okay to get frustrated and blow up every now and again? Hell yeah, it is. I got a 120-pound punching bag downstairs. All of y'all in class 2 know this. But I'm gonna give you a couple of things of how I deal with frustration. To be honest with you, to me, deep breathing is a huge part of dealing with frustration. I use the 3-breath rule. When I'm frustrated, I step away from what I'm frustrated with. I take 3 really cleansing deep breaths, and I count to 10. Now, it might sound campy or cheesy, and it kind of is, but it works. On top of that, if I am really, really frustrated, that song that I was playing, Charlie Brown theme song, I will play that. Because that takes me back to an early time in my life when everything was great and frustration was, I wasn't hitting home runs, or the girl I liked in 6th grade had no clue I was alive. So, frustration is, in my opinion, simple to deal with because you can step away from it. When I'm frustrated, music is a big thing to me. It helps me tame the savage beast, I guess. Because everybody gets frustrated and we all handle it different ways. When I'm frustrated, I don't break down and cry. I only cry when I'm watching sad movies. When I'm frustrated, I get angry. And, so I have to relax. I have to figure out how to bring my blood pressure down. Music, and honestly, the Charlie Brown theme song is played at my house a lot because it is fun. And it is, to me, a remembrance of a time that was really simple in my life. And on top of that, it represents, in my opinion, one of the greatest comic cartoon series strips ever created. It was awesome. Huge part of my life. And it's always part of my life. Peanuts Guide to Life is always on my desk. Always on my desk. When I ran a real estate office, that was how I ran my real estate office. Honestly, when I had an employee come to me and say, hey, I'm having problems or I got some issues, I'd pick up the book and I'd say, let's figure it out. Let's take and see if we can find something that applies. We'd spend a half an hour looking through that book trying to figure out if there was a quote in there that made sense to the situation. And 90% of the time there was, and it was fun. Make fun in light of your frustration and it goes away. I promise you it does. Frustration is just a temporary thing. You know, I mean, it comes and it goes. So deal with it. And the reason I brought frustration into it, like I said, a couple of things have happened. Friday, I was working on my assignment. I had spent about 7 hours working on my assignment. And I'm a big Control-S saver. I save every 8 to 10 minutes. It became a habit of me when I was working with the unstable software program, and you had to, otherwise you would lose your work. Maya crashed on me as I was saving a file and corrupted it. I figured I just lost an hour's worth of work because normally I incremental save about every hour or so. And again, that's another habit that I was into. I just have a one button push now instead of having to rename a file every time. But the one button push incremental save is excellent. But I hadn't been incremental saving, and so I crashed about 7 or 8 hours worth of work. So frustration levels way up there. What did I do? I just stepped away from my computer and I went over to this desk over here and I painted. I paint when I'm angry. But hardware issues. This is a portable hard drive. If you guys don't have one, get one. They're very cheap and they will save your work. I back up to a RAID system and to a hard drive every single day, especially if I'm working. But I have automatic backup set, and I back up to a RAID system on my box, which in turn backs up to an external hard drive. I have 3 of these. This one's for the wife's computer. It's a good habit to get into. Save your work often, back up your work often. That way, when your computer crashes, because it will, it's not a whether or not it's gonna, it will. Your computer will crash. Give yourself that safe, or that peace of mind. Back up your work every day, especially if you're working on homework. Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. My backup's set to go off at 12:30 at night. It's automatic. Again, I back up 2 times. I double it up because I've had multiple hard drives crash. I've had problems and issues in the past. Frustrating, yes, but guess what? That's how it is. So, outside of that, you guys have an awesome week. Sorry for the somber tone, but tone, T-O-N-E, tone this week. But you know, quite frankly, I was up till 4 o'clock last night working on my assignment. I'm a little tired. So Oz is out. You guys lead an animated life.